8, and we would like to talk about social competence today. Social competence is the skills and techniques in order to be skilled at socializing. For example, everybody can socialize. However, it is difficult to socialize efficiently, and social competence is the skill related to that. This is a person who is known to be socially competent, and his name is Zhou Enlai, and he lived from 1898 to 1976. He is one of the main founders of the People's Liberation Army and the People's Republic of China, and he played a huge role in contributing to the making of the government of China. And he was also the Prime Minister of the Communist Party of China, and he played a really important role during the Chinese Revolution and the war against the nationalists, and later contributed to the modern nation of China. And also, he is well known for his contribution in the Bandung Conference, and people usually call him socially competent because of what he did in this conference. And I will cover that later. So Zhou Enlai is known to have social control, which is an aspect of social competence. Zhou Enlai was respected by the people, and he was voted as prime minister, so it could be seen that he gained the respect of the people, which is an example of social control, and that leads to the fact that he's socially competent. Also, by seeing that during the Bandung Conference, what he did effectively was he didn't just criticize his enemies or the people who disagreed with him and try to persuade them with his words and his words and his speech. And by seeing that he used those peaceful methods instead of attacking them or just saying that he just disagrees with them, we can see that he has a high level of social competence, and because he is trying to reconcile with the enemy, not by arguing them or trying to deal with them, but trying to persuade them and make them his person. And that's why I posted this picture of a quote by Sun Tzu, which is, "To win without fighting is best." And I think Zhou Enlai was really good at that aspect.
In this part, we will explain social competence from 3 aspects: social expressiveness, social sensitivity, and social control. First, according to the definition, social expressiveness is the ability to communicate verbally and skill in engaging others in social interactions. We also emphasize the influence created by words, which means that a person who obtains excellent social expressiveness is able to select the most accurate words in different situations and convey his opinions clearly to his listeners. And then, social expressiveness also means that a person being able to express oneself clearly and compellingly and being more physically attractive by using different speaking skills and have a broader network of social ties and is very confident in public speaking. Social expressiveness is essential in public speaking, persuasion, and coaching. And then we prepare for a video related to President Obama's speech, and in the video we can think about that, how President Obama shows his social expressiveness by using strong words and sentences.
Thank you so much. Vice President Biden, Mr. Chief Justice, members of the United States Congress, distinguished guests, and fellow citizens. Each time we gather to inaugurate a president, we bear witness to the enduring strength of our Constitution. We affirm the promise of our democracy. We recall that what binds this nation together is not the colors of our skin or the tenets of our faith or the origins of our names. What makes us exceptional, what makes us American, is our allegiance to an idea articulated in a declaration made more than 2 centuries ago. We hold these truths to be self-evident. that all men are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today, we continue a never-ending journey to bridge the meaning of those words with the realities of our time. For history tells us that while these truths may be self-evident, they've never...
Another dimension of social-emotional competence is social sensitivity, and there are a few points to this dimension. The first one is being able to recognize and understand social situations and contexts. For example, people with social sensitivity are able to understand the aim of certain conversation and the intended outcome of it. And the second one is to be able to interpret both verbal and nonverbal messages in the conversations. For example, they may be able to detect any direct or hidden messages in the conversation, and they're also able to interpret some movement or body actions that may portray the emotions and intentions of the speaker or listener. By understanding the motives behind both the spoken language and physical actions, we can go on to the third point, which is being aware of others' feelings in different situations and tend to them accordingly. People with strong social sensitivity are able to comprehend the feelings and emotions of the speaker or the listener, and they can do this by putting oneself into the speaker's shoes. Another point is that social sensitivity helps one communicate better by more thoroughly understanding others. They can interpret their conversation through verbal messages and body actions, and this allows them to understand people's emotions and helps them respond accordingly. This may prevent offense to others and completes the initial aim of the conversation and overall creates a pleasant conversation. And social sensitivity is also a sign of respect and care for others. By showing that effort in understanding and engaging in the conversation, people may feel respected and paid attention to, and this overall raises the quality of the conversation and leads to effective communication. The second dimension is social control, and it can be elaborated by the following points. First one is being able to control one's own emotions. This refers to having a calm attitude when dealing with emotions and knowing the proper timing to display certain emotions, such as anger or happiness. And another point is having a sense of control and presenting ideas. This does not refer to manipulating the conversation, but in fact it refers to being able to coax people and guide people's emotions in conversations. For example, giving positive thoughts when the listener is having negative thoughts. And another point is that people with social control are able to know what should and what should not be done. This refers to not lashing out or acting inappropriately in front of others, but instead being polite and considerate. And this can be done by both verbal and nonverbal messages. And the last point is conformity to norms and values of the society. In the society, there are certain values and unspoken rules. For example, the customer is always right, and this is easily seen in the hospitality industry. And by trying to obey these rules or avoiding actions that may violate these unspoken rules, people can carry out social control. This is a case scenario that may easily be encountered in the hospitality industry. A hotel restaurant receives a complaint about uncooked food. The customer is slamming the table and shouting profanities at the waiter, demanding to see the manager. The manager hears the racket and rushes outside immediately. And from this action as a manager, we can see points number 1 and 2. Point number 1 is being able to recognize and understand social situations. And point number 2 is being able to interpret both verbal and nonverbal messages. The manager listens to the customer's complaint patiently and doesn't lash out at the customer when the customer continues to use curse words against him and the waiter. And from this, we can also be able to see points number 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. The manager displays actions that show that he is aware of others' feelings in different situations and tend to them accordingly. For example, listening patiently to the complaints of the customer. He also helps one communicate better by thoroughly understanding others, and is also a sign of respect and care for others by listening intently and not interrupting the customer. He also has a sense of control in presenting ideas, as he is able to coax people and guide the customer's emotions, such as not further angering the customer. And the manager also knows what should and what should not be done, which is, he also knows that what should not be done is interrupting the customer. After the customer has finished complaining, he immediately apologizes for the unsatisfactory food quality and for keeping the customer waiting. From this action, it shows that the manager is able to know what it should not be done and what should be done. He knows that he should apologize to the customer so as to give the customer a satisfactory experience at the restaurant. And he also shows conformity to norms and values of the society. For example, following the rule of the customer is always right. The manager also orders the kitchen for a new dish and doesn't charge the meal. On top, he invites the customer to have a dinner on the house in the future. This displays points number 5 and 7. This shows that the manager shows respect and care for the others by inviting the customer for free meal in the future.
This part we are going to introduce the three aspects and how is it related to the leader we chose, Joel and I, and how it is related to his career. So suppose I'm Joel and I, and I'm going to Indonesia for Bandung conference. Hi, I'm Joel and I. I'm sorry.
I don't like Chinese. We have to stay away from them. They're communists and dictators. They're bad people.
Seems that everyone in the conference doesn't like China. I have to figure something out. Maybe tomorrow I'll make a speech to persuade them. And tomorrow comes, today I'll make a speech. Our conference have to seek common ground. And based on the common ground, we are able to understand and respect each other. Asia and Africa countries have different systems, but this does not stop us to unify. We can create a peaceful relationship. Why would us not understand and cooperate with each other? Based on the principles, different systems will and can cooperate together. Ladies and gentlemen, all Asians and Africans are expected this meeting to succeed. Let's unify together and we'll win in the end. Clearly see that Joel and I performed his speech and social expressiveness in his speech. And he used the phrase, to seek common ground and not to create divergence, to persuade the participant and show his great verbal expression by using these strong and persuasive words. And we can see in the end that everybody stands up and collapses to what he said. That means he's very good at engaging others. He acted as an advocate to advocate that all the countries presenting in the conference to stand together to cooperate rather than view China as an enemy. And he's also very good at public speaking, in which he faced challenges, but he still stands up and speaks in front of the audience. We can see that he's very confident. And for social control, we would like to use the example of cooperation between Japan and China, because the anti-Japanese war was one of the saddest memories to Chinese people, and Japanese soldiers have killed millions of people in China. Therefore, the Japanese are regarded as the biggest enemy to Chinese people. And we can see that in Nanjing, the Holocaust in Nanjing, the soldiers actually compete against each other by how many people they actually killed. And this is very unhumanistic. But a few years later, what we see is this. This is Zhou Enlai, and this is the Prime Minister of Japan. They are actually shaking hands with each other. During the Cold War, China sees the need to cooperate with Japan to stand against the Soviet Union. So, despite the fact that Japanese are the enemies, Zhou Enlai still showed his tolerance and friendliness toward Japanese people, because he knows that these two countries must work together in order to fight against the current global system. So he knew that what should be done to benefit his country. He even said that, even thanked the Japanese Prime Minister for teaching the Chinese people a lesson so that the country will stay even stronger. And this is another aspect, which is emotional control. He controlled his own emotion because he showed no hate but friendliness to Japanese people. So in this scenario, we can see that Zhou is perfect at social control.
Another aspect of the social competence is the social sensitivity. The story of Zhou shows the social sensitivity is ping-pong diplomacy. To understand the story of ping-pong diplomacy, we should have the background knowledge of the history at that time. It's about 1970s, and the relationship between the Soviet Union and China has broken. At the same time, the United States' defeat on the battlefield Union caused a huge loss on both finance and human resources. Competing with the Soviet Union, the international prestige of America descended. So the President Mao once said, "An enemy's enemy is a friend." So the cooperation between China and the U.S. is unavoidable. But this kind of cooperation doesn't stop with the politics, but start with the ping-pong sports. It's the Premier Zhou who overcome all the objections and sent the national ping-pong team to Japan and joined the World Championship. On that match, the Chinese and American ping-pong team members built a beautiful friendship. After that competition, the Premier Zhou immediately invites the American ping-pong team to China to have a visit, and after that visit, the America and China established the diplomatic tie. And in this story, you can find 3 points of the social sensitivities that Zhou shows. The first is interpret the social situations, because he realized the global situation and overcome the objections to save the Chinese ping-pong team. And he realized the need for U.S. and China that they need to cooperate. So he understands others' needs at time, and he also be responsive, because he acted immediately after the competition and invites the U.S. ping-pong team to China.
Now we're going to talk about 2 ways to promote social competence. The article that we found is Physical Activity Interventions Promoting Social Competence at School. One of the suggestions that we got from this article is joining school activities. So our first way is to make new friends in school program. The first step is you can slowly approach to someone that you want to make good relationship with. For example, let's say there's Violet beside me. I can approach her and say hello to her and ask her name and introduce myself. And then you can ask where they are from and ask general questions like how are you, do you have any hobbies, where are you living. In this way you can find something in common like same residence, common friends, or same interest. If you found same interest with that person, you can have conversation about it, and to keep in touch with that person you can follow each other's Instagram and text each other, and then after getting close enough you can ask for hangout to make the relationship deeper. Through this process you can promote social expressiveness, which leads to social competence.
Second suggestion from the article is improve your self-management and decision-making. So we suggest that you can join the internship program. Let's say you will join the internship program in a hotel and you will meet clients and many people in the hotel, and you will face different kinds of situations. For example, one of your clients is complaining about too much time consumption during the check-in process, and you have to make the decision on your own which can solve the problem. First, you have to apologize to them and explain the reason why the check-in is taking so long. And when you are explaining the reason, you have to present your idea very clearly. And next, you can bring a bottle of water and cookie to make them feel released from their stress. One of the most important things is during making decision, you have to try to control your emotion and be aware what you should and should not do. Which is you can't just yell at them, or you can express your anger and madness to them. Through this process, you can improve your social control ability, which related to social competence. Next is summary time. First, you can understand what is social competence, which is the skills and techniques in order to be skillful at socializing. Next, we introduce the leader, John Lai, who has strong social competence ability. And we talk about 3 dimensions of social competence. First one is social sensitivity, which is ability to recognize and understand social situation during the conversation. And second is social control, which is ability to making decision and also control your emotion. The last one is social expressiveness, is being able to express yourself very clearly. And we talk about application of 3 dimensions of social competence into Zhong Lai. And last, we introduce 2 ways to how to enhance social competence in our lives. First is making some new relationship in school program. And second is you can join the internship or volunteering program. And during these 2 suggestions, you can improve your social control ability and social expressiveness. So that's it. Thank you for listening.